Hey guys, today we're going to talk about compound interest. Compound interest is interest that is earned on both the principal and any interest that has been earned previously. What? Let's try that again. Simple interest is calculated at the end of a time frame, like 4 years. Compound interest is earned each year as you go through those 4 years. So let's say that you put some money in the bank and the interest is compounded annually. That means after 1 year, the amount of interest you earned previously is added in, and then you get to earn interest on top of that for the next 3 years. The easiest way to understand this is to walk through a problem. So let's just do one. Simon deposits $400 in an account that pays 3% interest compounded annually. What is the balance of Simon's account at the end of 2 years? So the very first thing that we need to do is go ahead and calculate the amount of interest that he is going to earn on the very first year. So step number 1, first calculate I equals P times R times T for 1 year. So let's go ahead and do that. So I equals P times R times T. That means we take our principal, so he's putting $400 in his account, times the rate, 0.03, because that's 3%, and we're just talking about 1 year. This is going to give him $12 in interest. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add that to the beginning balance. So he started with $400, and now he just earned $12 more in that first year. So let's add those two together. He now has $412. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that amount and we're going to do another year, because the question says what is the balance after 2 years. So that was the first year. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to calculate the interest again, except this time we're going to use his new balance of $412. So the amount of interest he's going to earn is going to be 412 times the rate, which is still 3%, and we're just talking about 1 more year. This gives us an interest of $12.36. So that's how much he earned in the second year. So now what we need to do is we're going to just add this to the $412 that he had. So $412 plus $12.36, that gives him a grand total or ending balance of $424.36. All right, let's go ahead and try another one. Find the balance after 3 years for an account that earns 4% interest on a principal of $600. So since we're looking at a problem and we're talking about 3 years, let's break this down into year 1, year 2, and year 3. Okay, so like on the previous slide, the first thing we need to do is just think about that very first year that he has the money in the account, and we have to calculate how much interest he's going to earn. So we use our formula. He's putting $600 in the account at a rate of 4%, so 0.04, and we're just talking about that very first year. That gives us an interest of $24. Now, once he earns that interest, we need to go ahead and find the balance on the account. So he started with $600. We're going to add in the 24. That gives him $624. So at the end of the first year, he has $624. All right, now we're starting the second year. At the beginning of the year, he has $624. So we're going to use our interest formula again, except this time we're going to use $624. The interest rate is still 4%, and we're just doing 1 more year. This gives us an interest of $24.96. Great. So now find his balance at the end of the second year. He started with $624, and now we need to add in $24.96. This gives him a total of $648.96. So now at the end of the second year, that's how much money he has. We have one more year to go, so we're going to do it the same way. First, calculate the interest for that third year. He has $648.96. The rate is 0.04. And again, we're talking about 1 year. He's going to earn $25.96 in interest on the third year. So now to find his balance, we take the $648.96 and add in the $25.96. So this gives us a grand total at the end of 3 years of $674.92. Whew, okay, there you have it. That's how it goes. Okay, let's go ahead and try one more together, and then I'll give you one to do on your own. So here we have an $850 principal. It's 2.4% interest rate, and we're talking about 2 years. So we're going to break this down into year 1 and year 2. Okay, so your first step on the first year, go ahead and calculate the interest. So if you want to pause the video and you're comfortable with this first part, go ahead and do that. If you're not comfortable, remember interest is principal times rate times time. How much money are we investing? The principal is $850. The rate, to take the rate, remember we divide it by 100 to change it to a decimal. And we're just talking about the very first year. So in the first year, it's going to be $20.40. Now we have to find the balance on the account. So we take the original $850 and add in the $20.40. That gives us $870.40. Okay, now we're starting the second year. We're going to take what we have, $870.40, and we're going to go ahead and calculate how much interest we're earning. So $870.40, our interest rate, 0.024%, still for 1 year. That gives us an interest of $20.89. So now we just need to calculate the balance. So we're going to add our $870.40 plus the $20.89. That gives us a grand total of $891.29. So that's how much you'd have at the end of 2 years. Okay, now it's your turn. I want you to go ahead and walk through the steps of this problem. If you end up getting stuck, you can play the video just a little bit to get maybe the first year and check your answer, and then do the second year and check your answer, and then do the third year and check your answer. Go ahead and pause the video now and try setting it up. Okay, so now you can see how much the balance would be at the end of the first year. Go ahead and pause the video again and continue on with year number 2. All right, here you have year number 2. Go ahead and check your answer and then move on to year number 3. Okay, and here's the end of the problem. After year 3, the final balance would be $8,942.81. Nice job, everybody.